I saw things that I did not anticipate, and I work in some of the most underserved communities in our city.
It's been nearly 3 months since those living in 160 units at Vista Shadow Mountain were forced from their homes. The property was deemed unsafe to live in by fire marshals, in large part due to the damage caused by flooding during the winter when pipes broke.
Some of those units were all the way down to the studs with daylight coming in through the walls. News on 6's Brian Dorman has this Oklahoma's own original investigation tonight. Brian?
Lori, Craig, this has really been tough for so many people. Of those forced to evacuate under the emergency order, nearly 20 people are still tonight living in hotels on the brink of homelessness. Some argue not enough is being done to help. Others say the owners should face criminal charges.
Due to certain circumstances here at Vista Shadow Mountain, we are letting everybody out their lease. I'm like, letting us out or you have no choice.
LaTanya Cosper was one of many who quickly learned they had no choice. The deadline to move out was July 23rd. For more than 2 months, she and her 25-year-old daughter were living out of this hotel room.
They put me, being having heart problems, in a real bad situation.
The stress was nearly too much on the mother with a bad heart. Having survived a triple heart bypass surgery, she now needed a follow-up open heart surgery, a life-saving procedure that was put on hold, all because of the looming deadline to move.
We've had several people recovering from major surgeries in these hotels. Their life did not stop, and their health issues certainly did not stop, just because Vista Shadow Mountain failed to provide a safe environment for them.
Linda Grant has made herself available to help those like LaTanya displaced from Vista Shadow Mountain.
I've held them while they cried. I've held their hands. We've all cried together a bunch over this, over the cruelty of it.
Everyone I've talked with tells me that the workers at the front office changed gate codes so volunteers couldn't help families move, that informational packets on emergency housing were ripped off of front doors and tossed in the trash. And even worse, Linda explains.
We'll give you your deposit back if you promise not to sue.
Could these allegations really be true? I tried to find out.
Do you know, I've been trying to call each day, but I haven't been able to get anybody at the front office.
You have to back up off our property, I'm sorry.
Okay, no problem. Do you have any idea, a phone number of how I might be able to reach them, sir?
I don't. You just have to call the office.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate it.
With no answers from the front office, I turned to Tulsa City Councilor Lori Dector Wright. Vista Shadow Mountain falls in her district.
I was overwhelmed when I saw our professional experts that do this work feeling overwhelmed by it. I was like, okay, this is a game changer for Tulsa. It's not okay to let other human beings live in a way that's dangerous, and that's really what I saw.
In all of her years of service, this crisis was a first for the city councilor.
Have you ever seen anything like this before?
I personally have not, and again, I work in some of the most underserved neighborhoods of Tulsa.
Lori has a message for the owners of the property based in New Jersey. Owners who are now facing a class action lawsuit by those who lived at the complex.
When you choose to do business in Tulsa, even if you're not from Tulsa, we expect you to treat us with dignity and respect. We're not to be taken advantage of or to be used.
I also sat down with Fire Marshal Andy Teeter to find out what's next for Vista Shadow Mountain.
We need them to come up with a plan from a design or building professional that's an evaluation of the entire complex and what needs to happen to bring it up to where it's livable again.
Have they presented a plan to you yet?
I've not seen one.
I know what the plan is on our side is we're not going to, look the other way and just let things proceed. We'll make sure everything's to code and to standard, and if it's not, they won't be reopening.
Plan or no plan, LaTanya makes it very clear she won't be moving back.
I wouldn't advise anybody to live there. I don't care how brand new they make it.
This investigation spans from Tulsa to New Jersey all the way to Israel. The owners of Vista Shadow Mountain so buried in LLCs, it's difficult to find out who's really responsible. I spent months working to track down anyone who can answer simple questions like how could this happen and what's being done to make it right. You will not want to miss part 2 tomorrow night as I confront those in charge. Brian Dorman, Oklahoma's own News on 6.